The pool of people who hold office now is at a level of performance that is so low it can't even be measured. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Everybody you know on the Republican ticket, so all they say is, I support Donald Trump. I support Donald Trump. They don't know anything. You can get elected based on just saying, I support Donald Trump. And you don't have to do any work. And a lot of people are kissing their ass simply because they have a title. My theory is this. These people jump into politics. They probably mean well when they first get in. And they get in and they don't really have to do anything because the public doesn't know what you're doing in Congress, doesn't know what you're doing in the governor's job. And a lot of people are kissing their ass simply because they have a title. Simply because they have a title. And so I think it's one of the easiest jobs, especially if you're in the House or the Senate, because all you got to do is say yes or no. You don't actually have to do anything. And then say, I'm against this or I'm for Donald Trump. I mean, in the last 10 years, everybody you know on the Republican ticket, all they will tell you, whether they're running for dog catcher or senator, all they say is, I support Donald Trump. I support Donald Trump. They don't know anything. It's like they're just chilly. You can get elected based on just saying, I support Donald Trump. And you don't have to do any work. And you got a good salary. You got the best health care money can buy that taxpayers are paying for. And then you can tell the same people who are paying for your medical care, hey, I don't want American people to have it. Y'all want poor people to have no health care. I just want myself to have it. And people will vote you back in office. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. So I think that the pool of people who hold office now is at a level of performance that is so low it can't even be measured. They don't come there with any vision. They don't come there with any goals that you can measure. They don't come there with any accomplishments. They come there proclaiming, I can be the best cheerleader that you'll ever see. Or I can shout these, these slogans better than anybody else. And that pool of people is growing. That's what you get now. That's why they don't want to leave. Where else can you make that kind of money? And then you can do insider trading. Look what happened last week when Trump, put tariffs on, then told you, go sell some stock now because I'm getting ready to take it off. Where else can you do, insider trading and have legal protection? You can come in, with no wealth and leave out as a multi-millionaire. You haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. And then the Supreme Court said people can bribe you now. You just can't get the money before your vote. You can get the money after your vote because they can show their appreciation for your public service. So, it just, bribery comes down to a timing, not the fact that somebody has paid you for your vote, but the timing of when you receive the bribery money. It must occur after your vote, not before your vote. So that's why there's a flood of people trying to get into public office, and it's usually mediocre people. You look at what have they done in the private sector before they came to government, and the answer is nothing. And the cool thing about it, for them, they don't even have to talk to you unless it's election time. You don't have their cell phone numbers. They don't answer when you call their office. They don't talk to you at all. All of the lobbyists have their numbers, their direct cell phone numbers. But you don't. Your vote puts them in office, and you couldn't reach them if you wanted to. Period. They'll call you, oh, I'm so excited the senator called me. Okay, call them. Let me see a regular person go to Mar-a-Lago and say, I want to hang out with Donald Trump. I'm just one of these regular MAGA people who voted for him. Go down there and say, I want to hang out with Donald Trump. I'm his biggest supporter in Mississippi. I want to see how that works out for you. Or if you can't get in Mar-a-Lago, go up there to New Jersey, his place in New Jersey. Bedminster, I think is the name of it. And see how that works out for you. But it's not just him, it's all of them. If you ask them for their cell phone number, I need to call you, I need to discuss some stuff with you, they'll look at you like you're crazy. But they'll ask you for yours. They'll get your email address. They'll get your cell phone number. They'll get every contact thing you got. They'll get your credit card number from you. They'll get all of your personal information and won't give you anything on themselves other than some generic, campaign mess that ain't worth the paper it's printed on. That's why they stay. That's why they won't leave. That's why they're 80 years old and all that. It's the easiest gig in the world. Nothing. You don't have to. Where's the report card? And now the corporations fund them. All you got to do is find out from the big corporation how they want me to vote on 2 or 3 things each year. I cast those votes, and I'm good. They'll fund my whole campaign. I don't have to do anything. And that's the way they look at it. I don't see them going anywhere. They have to be defeated, and that's an outsider has to come up on them and beat them. And that's hard because the outsiders don't have money. So I think for the average person in the public, if he asks himself or herself, am I better off today than I was 10 years ago? I think 9 times out of 10, they're going to say no. And these are people who voted every election cycle in the hopes that they would be better off. But I can tell you who is better off. The 1%ers are really doing well. So you should be proud of them. They're doing well on every front. Greatest wealth transfer in the history of the world is going from the 99% to the 1%ers. They got the best tax situation. If you were a Hollywood script writer, you couldn't think of a tax situation more favorable to them than any research could provide for you. So it's a great deal for them. The 99%ers get screwed every way they can. What was it? Leona Hemsley said, we don't pay taxes. The billionaires don't pay taxes. Only the little people pay taxes. And the, quote, little people, unquote, say, I'm okay. I just don't want the poor people to have nothing.